hear the word electricity, you will be thinking about the current which is passing in your household, right? That means the household equipments like such as bulbs, machines, anything, whatever in your house, mostly it will be worked under the electricity only, right? If at all there is no power, then everything will be in off state, right? And now let us see the introduction of electricity. That means you get anytime any question or any doubt how this electricity is generated and how this electricity will be flowing through the wires or the signals from where it is coming and from where it is generated and how it is flowing and how it is giving the input as electrical energy for the machines to run, and all these questions I hope you will be getting, right? But in this chapter we will be discussing how all this process will be done and how it is generated and how the flow of electricity takes place in the wires or conductors. Okay, now I hope in your lower sections you have learnt about types of conductors. That is, you have studied of different metals, right? Metals and non-metals and all. Now in that we have classified into three types, right? That is conductors, semiconductors and insulators, right? In this, conductors, semiconductors and insulators, they are classified based on the flow of current. That means the characterization of good conductors and bad conductors. That means which will allow the flow of current through them, they are known as good conductors, and which does not allow, they are known as bad conductors. Insulators, while coming to insulators, we know good is the best example. It does not allow flow of electrons or flow of electricity, right? Now we will be seeing the semiconductors and conductors. In semiconductors and conductors, the flow of electricity will be there. Therefore, we will be preferring semiconductors and conductors for the flow of electricity. That means the electricity means the flow of free electrons present in the atoms. Okay, that is free electrons which are present in an atom, the valence electrons on the outermost orbit of an atom consists of these valence electrons. These valence electrons are known as mobile electrons. That means they are free to move off, and therefore these electrons will be moving in different directions. If at all we align a particular direction by applying the external forces, then the electricity is generated. That is known as the flow of electrons in a particular direction. For example, let us take one conductor. That means let us take some wire. Okay. Now let us assume this as a, and I have said that conductors and semiconductors will allow the flow of electrons and it leads to the electricity, right? Therefore, the semiconductors what we will be using mostly is copper wires, right? Copper wires are mostly used in our household appliances for the flow of current. Now, copper wires are good examples for the flow of current: copper, aluminium, silver. These are the three major used semiconductors for the flow of electrons, that is of current. Now, we have taken the copper conductor. Assume this as a copper conductor, okay? Now, in this copper conductor, it consists of free electrons. Copper consists of valence electrons, that is free electrons. They will be flowing in different directions. So, now what I will do is, I hope everyone use torch lights, right, at home. And in the torch light, we will be using the batteries in order to get the light. Those batteries are known as electrically charged batteries. That is, it is consisting of two polarities, that is positive and negative polarities. Now this battery is used in order to give the external force on the conductor. It will apply the external force on the conductor, which will make the electrons to flow in a particular direction only. I hope you understood that is. These batteries are connected to the copper conductor what we are using, right? For these batteries are connected, and the electrons, that is the positive charge, will be flowing in this direction. That means these electrons will be aligned. That means a force is exerted on these electrons and they will be flowing in opposite direction. That means they are attaining a certain direction to flow off, right? So there is a flow of electrons in particular direction and thus the flow of current takes place. Okay, I hope you understood. The flow of electrons will lead to the cause of generation of electricity. And now we have seen the applications, right? More in our modern society, we have a lot of applications with electricity. There is a huge demand for electricity at the same time, and there is a vast importance in order to generate the electricity. So many schemes are used in order to generate the electricity also, with the help of either solar energy, wind energy, or any type of energy is used in order to produce the electrical energy. Now let us see what this electricity consists of. I said electricity consists of electrons, that is valence electrons, free electrons, which are the cause for the flow of current. And now let us see the electric current and circuit. The terms means how we will be getting the electric current. That is, I have shown here. See, this is a closed path. That is, this is the bulb. Assume this as a bulb in your home, and this is the battery what we are using to charge up. Now the battery is connected to the bulb with the help of the conductor, and the battery is charged. Now the electrons will be flowing in forward direction, right? Therefore, the current, the bulb will be glowing because of the flow of current. If at all you remove the connection between the battery and the bulb, then the bulb does not close. That means here the conductor is acting as a link between the bulb and the battery. Okay. Now we will be seeing the switch. That is nothing but the switch which is acting as a conductor link. That means if at all we on the switch, it allows the flow of electrons in a particular direction, and thereby we will be getting the glow. That is, we will be getting the light from the bulbs and everything. All equipments will be run. It will be in a tone on. That is switch on position. Now we will be seeing that I hope you have seen water currents and air currents. That means water currents mainly we will be observing in oceans. That is, the flow of water will result into the flow forming of currents. That is water currents. That is in cyclones, water cyclones and air cyclones will lead to the formation of these currents. And now here we will be seeing what is electric circuit. Electric circuit is a closed path. I hope you can see here. You can observe this is a closed path. It consists of a bulb, battery and ammeter, which is used to record the flow, how much amount of current is flowing through it. Now electric circuit means it is a continuous and closed path of an electric current. Then it is said to be electric circuit. That means it should be continuous and nowhere it should be open. It should be a closed path. See, this is a closed path. Okay. Now if at all it is an open circuit, means it is not closed and therefore no current will be generated. Now here see the amount of charge flowing through a particular area. That means how we will be calculating the amount of current. That is how we will be defining the current is, we will be calculating in particular instance. For example, let us take at this point, assume this as a conductor, and you will be observing here, see at this point how much amount of electrons, assume these are electrons, this is conductor, right, that is copper wire. If these electrons, how many electrons are flowing at this area, this cross-sectional area at unit time, that means at 1 second or 2 seconds, whatever may be, that many electrons is defined as the rate of current. That is, rate of current is defined as the rate at which how many electrons are discharged. The rate of current is defined as the amount of electrons discharged at a particular unit area at unit time, that is unit area of cross section. Okay, that is defined as, electrons are defined as a negatively charged bodies and holes are said to be as positively charged bodies. Okay, now dq, that is the charge symbol, right? Now it is defined as the rate of dq by dt, that is time. The time taken to travel those electrons, that is dq by dt will give the amount of current that is passing. Okay, we know that the amount of current is defined as the rate of flow of charge in time. That is, now we will be solving a problem in order to find out the flow of charge. That is, a current of 0.5 amperes is drawn by a filament electric bulb. That means there is a bulb, it is drawing, means it is consuming a 0.5 amperes of current. Okay, here it is consuming about 0.5 amperes in order to glow. That is, it is drawing 0.5 amperes. Now it is taking how much time in order to draw that current is 10 minutes. Okay, here we have given the amount of current drawn and the time taken to draw the current. Now we have to calculate how much amount of charge is flowing through the circuit. That means, as I said previously, that the flow of current is nothing but the flow of electrical, that is electrons, that is negatively charged particles. So the flow of negatively charged particles, we have to calculate how much amount it is flowing. That is, we have defined that the flow of current, that is the amount of current drawn by a electric bulb, is defined as the rate of charge by time. That means charge is this, right? Time t. I is current. Now we will be finding out the charge. That means time is taken towards the left side. That is, product of current and time gives us the flow of charge. That is the amount of charge flowing through the circuit. Now the current given is 0.5 amperes and the time taken is 10 minutes. 10 minutes means 1 minute equals to 60 seconds, and therefore 10 minutes it will be giving us 600 seconds. So 0.5 amperes into 600 seconds will give us the amount of flow of charge, that is Q. That is nothing but